The top 10 mistakes I've made as a hard money lender. Hey, if you're interested in the hard money lending business and you have not subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button and the like button so you'll be notified of all future upcoming episodes. We appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, my name's Rodney Miller. I'm a hard money lender located in Oklahoma City. I loan in Oklahoma City, Tulsa, most of Oklahoma, and parts of Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. If you're interested in the hard money lending business, you've come to the right place. Stick around. So I've been lending since about 2018. I started loaning way before that, but I got serious about it around 2018, and I've probably made close to probably hundreds of loans. I'm not sure. I've never really counted, but I was just reflecting back the other day on just some mistakes I've made and what I would do differently, and I thought I would share that with you guys in case you were thinking about getting into the business or you were in the business. So let's go. Let's go to my top 10 hard money lending mistakes. So number one on the mistake list is an easy one. It's not doing this sooner. I wish I would have gotten in the hard money lending business a lot sooner. And for certain reasons, I just waited and put it off. I got into real estate around 2003 and just started flipping houses and picking up rentals and stuff like that. But I always wanted to get into this business and I just didn't do it. I wasted a lot of time flipping houses, doing a lot of wholesaling deal stuff that I wish I still had, picking up rentals. I just did not pull the trigger on the hard money lending business. It always intrigued me though. And I think the reason I didn't jump in right into it is because I just thought you needed to be rich and you needed a bunch of capital to start a hard money lending business. And I was absolutely wrong. And that was my biggest mistake is not getting more information like anything else. I assumed I knew what the business was all about, and I didn't. And if I would have just gone out and sought some information, I would have learned that a lot of hard money lenders start off with nothing and utilize other people's capital to start their business. And so that's one of my biggest mistakes is just not doing a little more due diligence on the business itself and starting earlier. My second regret or mistake is not getting engaged earlier with the local real estate community. It sounds kind of funny. I'm a hard money lender. I do fix and flip loans, but I just was not going to a lot of the real estate investment clubs. I was not going out there and handing out business cards and shaking hands like I should have been. I thought, I had a YouTube channel. I thought the YouTube channel would speak for itself and would bring in all this business. I had a bunch of connections because I was a real estate investor. So at one point I was going to all those real estate club meetings and meetups and stuff like that. So I knew a lot of people. And I figured that would just factor into me making a lot of loans, and it really did not. I did some Google pay-per-click and some other marketing stuff too that works pretty good. Not great, but it worked pretty good. But I learned pretty quick that you have to get out there. This is a relationship business, and you got to get out there and shake hands, make friends, have coffee with people, and you have to go to all the real estate club meetings if you're going to really develop a fairly robust list of borrowers, and you're going to get, because the key is to get the money out there and have a lot of borrowers coming to you. So I really wasn't firing on all cylinders, and I wish I would have started off earlier, just getting out there and getting known. All right, number 3, relying on my CRM and texting specifically. So I bought this CRM. I was operating for a long time off my cell phone, and people would just call my cell phone and we would do deals over that. I'd get the information on the property and all that, and we kind of build a relationship. But I got the CRM, and we started texting. We were going to try this thing where you just text me if there's a form, you text me the details of the deal. I text you back what I can do for you, and we texted back and forth. And I noticed a significant decrease in my closings, like 30%. Less closings because we were doing all this stupid testing back and forth, and we weren't just getting on the phone, getting to know each other, building a relationship and talking about the deal and getting the deal done. And so I think that really set me back, relying on technology when this is really just a handshake, let's build a friendship kind of business. It's easy for people to say no via text. Like if I shoot them terms and they just say, it's too expensive. Thank you. No, thank you. But if I'm on the phone with them and I'm talking to them, I'm like, well, here's what you're going to get for that. And here's how fast I can act. And here's, what we're seeing. People get left at the closing table by these other companies a little bit cheaper. You just don't get that with text. You just need to explain yourself and explain your company and your values and why you're better than everybody else. And so that was a big mistake. Mistake number 4, I would say, is getting too emotional. So when I first got in this business, made some loans, and some of them, some people stopped paying me or were paying me late regularly. Some stopped paying me altogether, and I took it really personally, and I got really pissed off because I was a guy that, I'm a guy that I try to do what I say I'm going to do, and I just expect everybody else to operate the same way. And I found out pretty quick that people don't operate the same way that I operate, and all of them don't. A lot of them do, but I was just getting really angry at people for not just make your damn payment on time. Don't make me chase you around for payments. Stuff like that. Stuff I dealt with rental properties too, but I just figured that I was dealing with real estate investors, my people, and it would be a little bit different. A lot of people that I know, I loaned to as well, and I was having to chase them down. It was just making me angry. And, some stuff would go into foreclosure, and I'd have sleepless nights. I'd bitch to my wife about things aren't perfect. And, she reminded me, this is the business you got into. And it just getting too emotional, I think early on was just a big mistake. Kind of learned over time that it's just part of the business. When you have a hard money lending business, defaults, slow pays, you're going to get some jackasses in there that just try to flat out screw you over. And it's just part of the deal. And you just got to take it as part of the business. And so that is a mistake that I made early on. Mistake number 5 is loose underwriting. As I got into it, I'd get comfortable with people and I would kind of loosen up on the underwriting. I'd cut them some deals, maybe make a little higher loan to value for that person. Or I would, overlook some, structural issues with the property, just trusting that person knew what they were doing. But just cutting back, when a hard money lender, you set your criteria and you should really stick to it. It shouldn't really be about the borrower, some about the borrower, but most about the property and the deal. And the problem that a lot of lenders have, and I've seen this from other lenders, is that you get to know people and you become buddies with people, and you start cutting them deals, and you start getting lax on some of your criteria because it's a buddy or a friend. But I've seen other lenders get in a lot of difficult situations that way because people, even if they're your good friends, get into tough situations and don't perform. And if you did not underwrite that deal with strict criteria and you cut them some deals, then you're going to be the one going back to step number 4, getting too emotional and losing sleep at night because you cut this guy a special deal, and now you don't know if you're going to get your money back down the road because you did not stick to your strict underwriting criteria. So don't make exceptions, don't cut corners, have your criteria, stick to it, no matter who you're lending to, and no matter how many times you've made that personal loan, the deal's got to stand on its own. Hey, are you a hard money lender? What's the biggest mistake you've made to date? I would like to hear about your biggest mistakes. Leave a comment below, please. Thanks. Mistake number 6, trying to guess the good borrowers. Like, I'll underwrite loans. This is the craziest thing I've learned, is that I think this loan is a for sure thing. I mean, 800 credit score, 50% loan to value, just a smoking hot deal. And the guy, maybe the guy's a doctor or whatever. And I think there's no way that deal is going to go south. On the flip side, I'll loan somebody that's maybe a plumber, and this is his first flip. And maybe he's kind of in over his head. He's never done this before, but I'm taking a chance on him. But I think that there's a big chance that this thing could go bad, but it's a good deal. So I had to make the loan. But but there's a good chance that I feel like it could not go well. Well, that's kind of flipped. I've kind of found that I can't make any judgments on the front end, because the people that surprise me the most are the ones that I think are slam dunk deals. They're going to pay me on time. I'm not going to chase them around for payments. And the ones that a lot of times, the ones that I don't think have a high chance of performing, which I don't make a lot of loans like that, but there's a scale. But folks that might fall on the lower part of the scale in terms of how much money capital they have sitting aside, what's their credit score, maybe it's 600 or a 550, and it's not great, so they don't have a great credit history, and those guys work out performing wonderfully. So I've learned not to second guess how a loan is going to go down, how it's going to perform, how a borrower is going to perform until it actually goes down. Mistake number 7, is I wish I had focused more on raising capital or on the early stages of this business, but I didn't. So my seventh biggest mistake was not focusing on raising capital from investors. So I use other people's money on a lot of these loans, and so I need a good source of investment dollars coming in so I can make loans. And this business is a teeter totter. If you were a kid and you played on a teeter totter, it goes up and down like this. You either got too many loans and not enough capital, or you got too much capital and you can't get it out there, and your investors want their money out. And so you're always doing this. But I found myself where I had too many loans, I'd ran out of money, and I had not been really working my investor database trying to raise capital. So I found myself scrambling at the last minute trying to find investors. And you never want to find investors last minute. You want to raise capital on a slow basis, meet somebody for coffee, don't hit them up for money, and over time show them what you're doing. But you never want to go, hey, I got a deal here, I really need to put some money into it, I need you to invest in it quick, because it just sounds like you're selling them. The better way to approach investors is to get to know them, have coffee, tell them what you're doing, don't pitch them a deal, don't try to sell them anything, and then over time, maybe eventually if they want to get in a deal, they will get in a deal. But yeah, so when you don't focus on raising capital as much as you're focusing on finding borrowers, then you find yourself in a situation where you're desperate for money, and you never want to be desperate for money, because desperation shows when you're talking to these investors. And so that is mistake number 7. Mistake number 8 is letting my capital investors underwrite my deals a second time. And what I mean by that is, I'm the expert here. I know the territory. I know a lot of these borrowers. I've worked with them before. I know every neighborhood in Oklahoma City. So I would underwrite a loan. I would know it was a good deal. I would take it to one of my investors, and then my investor would just start poking holes in it. Like, oh, what about this? What about that? I don't know if I like that. Bring me another deal. And I got to where I was like, I'm not going to let my investors underwrite these deals. These things are a commodity. If I put my stamp on it, I've underwritten this deal to the highest standards I can possibly underwrite them, and I'm the expert, and I just don't feel like my investors can make a better decision than I'm making on these deals. So when I bring an investor a deal, it's kind of a take it or leave it thing. If they want to poke holes in my deals and they want to, it sounds kind of, I don't know, it sounds like I'm being a prick. I don't know, but I'm not. But I just don't have time to take an investor 5 deals and let him pick the best deal that he wants. Really, I need to take an investor deal and they need to decide if they want in or not, but I'm not going to just keep shopping deals to investors. I put a lot of time and effort into vetting these deals and making these loans really safe loans. And so part of the agreement between me and investors is they just kind of have to trust me that I know I want them to look at the deal, and I've explained it to them why it's a safe deal, but then they need to just pull the trigger on it if they want to invest with me. If you don't do that, investors will just run your ass off, and they will make you bring multiple deals to them. And it's just a cycle you don't want to get into. Trust me, it's just not worth it. So don't let your investors double underwrite your deals and pick and choose what they want. If they want to invest with you, they just kind of need to jump in with you and trust you. Mistake number 9, waiting to systematize my business. I ran this business off a Google spreadsheet without any help, and it just got to be kind of a bear. I wish I would have sooner than later hired somebody, finally hired a processor just to take over all the processing. She came from a title company. She understood that. She did all the loan data input from the borrowers. I would just underwrite the loan. Now I just underwrite the loan, and then I hand it off to her, and she takes it. She gathers all the data, all the documents, sets up the closing and all that. And it makes things so much easier. It makes this really a part-time business, and it really is affordable to have somebody do this stuff. Another thing I needed to get, it was a software system, get off Google Sheets and get a really good fractional accounting software system. There are tons of really good software systems for hard money lenders that do 99% of the work for you. They fractionalize. They tell you if somebody pays late what they owe you, they add the interest up for you. And it's just a push of the button, loan payoff. It just they send out statement letters to your borrowers, just makes things so much easier. And processes, just putting processes into place to make things run really smooth. I wish I would have done that a lot sooner. I waited way too long to do that. So if you're starting a hard money lending business, I highly suggest you start off really thinking about your processes and making things really easy to flow, and hiring that first person as fast as you can, because it'll make your life easier, and it'll really make you truly a multi-six-figure part-time business. Finally, mistake number 10 is not joining a mastermind of other like-minded real estate lenders. I went years without doing that before I signed up for a mastermind, and it changed everything. It was kind of a lonely, being an entrepreneur is kind of a lonely business, kind of operating by yourself, but hard money is the same way. I really needed to be around other hard money lenders, not only just for the camaraderie and making friends and we're all in this shit together, but get great nuggets, man. Like, people are doing different things all over the country, other lenders, and I learned from them. They learn from me. We've become great friends. We enjoy getting together. Every 6 months, we'll meet somewhere like in Nashville or Dallas or anywhere. And we try to meet different places, but it's a good time for us to get together, compare what's going on in the market, kind of what we're doing in our business, share, things that work, things that don't work, and just a mastermind on any level for any business just makes total sense. It also opens up lots of opportunities. A guy might have a loan in Oklahoma. He'll call me up because he's in Nashville and he don't want to do an Oklahoma loan, or he might run out of money, and it's an opportunity for me to invest some of my money in some of his loans. So it's just an overall, it's just been a win-win joining a mastermind group full of other lenders. So that's it. That's my top 10 mistakes that I made getting into the hard money lending business. I hope you got something out of this. And until next time, we appreciate it. Hey, thanks for watching. I got a ton of free stuff below. Borrowers, we have free reports down below. How to flip a house report you can get. We'll go through the process of how to flip a house, how to guarantee a hard money loan. If you're thinking about getting a hard money loan, we'll tell you all the steps you need to take to guarantee you'll get that hard money loan. If you have a property you want us to look at, we have a loan application below. Just click on the link below. If you're an investor and you're thinking about investing in some loans and you're looking for somebody to invest with, we love our investors. We're always looking for more investors. I'd like to get more capital out there. So go below and get our free co-investor list brochure. It explains our investor program. We pay 10% to our investors. Hey, if you enjoyed this content, you might want to watch another video I have. It's episode 44, the pros and cons of hard money loans. Please like and subscribe to our channel. We appreciate you. Until next time, Rodney Miller, Hard Money Partner.